Hi guys, so in order to take on the Tories and silence them when they say that Labour doesn't have a plan to stop the boats, Keir Starmer this week has been meeting with EU officials on a possible returns policy. Something similar to what the UK could have implemented when it was part of the European Union. Of course, there are a number of caveats to this. First, Labour aren't even in power yet, and second, the EU, of course, hasn't agreed to a returns policy. But Emily Thornberry was stumped when asked about this in a pretty embarrassing way. Have a listen.
If such a crucial part of Keir Starmer's plan is a returns agreement with the European Union, what happens if they don't agree to one? If they say no, your plan is kaput.
What we have been doing today is we have gone to Europe, we have gone to see Europol, and we have been talking to them about the sharing of information, about working together with them, about having joint investigations in order to be able to crush the gangs. That is number one. Keir is going to be speaking to a number of people. He's going to be speaking to some people in France in the near future. We will also be talking about being able to work with the European Union when it comes to dealing with the small boats, as well as crushing the gangs. We need to be able to have safe and legal routes for people to be able to come into the country, but we also need to have a returns agreement with the European Union for people who are taking the mickey.
Okay. Didn't go very well, but I think she was able to recover somewhat. Now, will the European Union agree to some sort of returns agreement? Maybe, because it will also involve asylum seekers going in the opposite direction. So the European Union will accept certain asylum seekers and the UK will accept certain asylum seekers. Now, this, of course, is going to upset racists and bigots because they don't want anyone coming in, and they just want the European Union to take all asylum seekers. That's not workable. So, yes, it's possible that the European Union will agree to this. It's not a guarantee. The European Union already have its own issues to deal with, and member states are at each other's throats to a certain extent when it comes to this whole issue of asylum. Different countries want asylum seekers moved around. Certain countries don't want any asylum seekers moved around at all. They want them to stay in southern Europe. It's a very complicated issue. It's a very politically heated issue. And the last thing the European Union need is the UK coming asking, can you take some asylum seekers on our behalf? Now, they're not going to agree to help Keir Starmer. They're not going to agree to help Rishi Sunak. They're not going to agree to help the British government. They'll agree if there's something in return. So, yes, it's possible that the European Union will agree to hold on to asylum seekers, to spread them around Europe on behalf, to help Britain out, but Britain will also have to help out the European Union. This is going to be very difficult to sell, I think, to racists and bigots. They're going to be extremely angry. Talk TV and GB News are already foaming at the mouth over this. But what's interesting about this as well is that Emily, in her embarrassing interview, mentioned safe routes, and this is the way to stop the boats. This is the way to stop these gangs. If you take away their business model, they'll collapse. And this is the way to do it. Not all this rhetoric about crushing the gangs or whatever. Create safe routes and those gangs will disappear because you'll taken away their business model. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what do you think? As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.